If you study wealthy people, they're mercurial, they're moving, they're mobile. They're not talking. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates do not talk about the home they live in. They talk about the places they're going to. They go meet money. They go meet wealth. They go meet connections. And those guys, even at the top of the food chain, at the very top of the food chain. See, my dad believed in buying a house. Okay, Warren Buffett does not. My dad's my dad. Grateful he did his thing so that I could be born, right? But if I'm going to study one of those two guys, I'm studying Warren Buffett.
Right. Yeah. I was a couple weeks ago. I went out to Arizona and hung out with Robert Kiyosaki, and he says the same thing. A home is a liability. Your own home, it's not an asset.
Total liability.
And he said, the rich dad, poor dad way of thinking. Exactly. It's like one way is kind of this brainwashed way of thinking, and the other way is this kind of enlightened way of thinking. Like you're saying, don't invest in the house. Think about the taxes.
Look, and even it's not. The enlightened thing is an idea, but the reality is, banks are great promoters. And bankers years ago had all this money. They print money. Banks are capitalists. They're not entrepreneurs. There is no product to sell. I don't get a product. So what happens with the banker is the banker's like, hey, we have all this money. We need to get the money to people, and they'll pay us to let them have money. But the problem is they didn't have a product. So they sit down in a boardroom with some bourbon, and they're like, what idea can we come up with? We need a promotional guy. We need a marketing guy to come in. Okay, and they're like, how do we get people to actually borrow money from us? Oh, you guys need a product. So they said, why don't we get them, what would be the ideal product? The ideal product would be, Charlie would give me money for a product that he would stay in for a long period of time. That would be ideal. 2, there would be some idea that one day he could profit from it. 3, he would fix in it the location and not move. So he'd have to pay us for 30 years. That would be a nice period of time. What could that be? A place to live. That's not water, it's not food. That you do that every day. A place to live would be something substantial enough. It'd be a big purchase, £200,000 or £300,000 or $200,000 or $300,000, and we could lend somebody money. By the way, there would be collateral of that property. This would be a good deal. We should call it a house. We'll call it a place to live. Everybody deserves a place to live. And another guy's having another sip and he's like, no. It's a dream. This is the dream. In America, it's the American dream. Yeah. Okay, over here, it's probably everyone deserves a place to live. And other people say, oh, this is a way to make money. It's not a way to make money. It's a way to bank to make money. Banks have made more money off of homes than anybody in the game.
When was this cooked up? Like in the 20s and 30s and 40s? Or?
It was, I don't know exactly when the date was. I think it's probably somewhere 40s or 50s, and it was people coming in America. It was World War II was ending. And
baby boomers.
Yeah.
And disinvestment and let's get people to buy houses.
They've done it with schools, higher education.
Yeah.
Notice the terminology too. Higher education.
Great marketing.
$1.3 trillion in debt just in the US on higher education that I have never been asked about. I have the higher education, and I've never been asked about it in a deal. Okay, I'm buying $500 million worth of deals right now, and I'm gonna have $270 million worth of debt on them, and nobody's asked me about my higher education.